working hard, Captain.
Our sins must have been considerable for the great serpent.
Hopefully the soldiers are all out on missions or patrols, and not gone.
You do not have approval to trade with me.
Victor, the High Council needs access to the power grid if we hope to restore the city. Your inability to
If you are not a member of House Bethal, you do not belong here. Another High Council lackey come begging? I told Lovick no more!
Forgive my brother. He has been forgetting his manners of late. Victor, this is Anasco's chosen. You recall Lovick sent word.
I recall he spoke of a newly anointed promised. And we do not need help, especially from an outsider.
You can't continue to refuse the council. You must act. Your inaction is killing you.
Precisely, which is why he leaves me no choice but to say this. My nephew Varric has left, and until he returns, Victor refuses to assist the council.
These are hardly matters for the ears of an outsider. Of course not. You are an outsider. You have no understanding of our house. Yes, quite the conundrum indeed.
Is this not the opportunity you've been looking for, brother? A third party capable of finding Varric?
Yes, you said so yourself. Someone with no loyalties to speak of. And if she's become promised, truly her arrival is more than coincidence.
Serpent, give me strength. You both speak true. Perhaps I have reacted in haste. Tell me, Armiger, are you well practiced in discretion? I hope your word is good as well. As Vittoria mentioned, my son, Varric, has left. Essentially, he has abandoned his post. And not only did he turn his back on his house, but the great serpent as well. He is a traitor and must be dealt with as such.
Victor, surely you don't mean it.
He does, Luther. He is allowing his fervent pride and anger to cloud his judgment. What my brother is trying to say is that he wishes his own son dead. First, we lose Vashti to that malignance tearing through Dazra. And now you so willingly offer up Varric. As if our house has not suffered enough loss already.
Because he let his weakness get the better of him. He sees himself as a prisoner in this life. He runs from a duty that others would spend their lives coveting. He is my son. He does not get to choose. He was born to inherit my title, and he knows the punishment for refusing to honor it. My son denounced the very faith that defines Varun's society. He dared to blame Anasco for the state of Dazra. Dared to call our faith in the Great Serpent blind. It is heresy and punishable by death. I will not speak of her with an outsider, promised or not. Your focus is solely on Vedic. Of course it would. As someone from the settled systems, you have no concept of what the Great Serpent demands of us. I do not wish Vedic dead, but as head of the Ministry of State, he left me no choice. All must serve. Those who refuse will be met with death. The shame Vedic brought upon this house is immeasurable. It stains the very foundation. I will not act until this house is in order and its members are properly aligned with the Great Serpent. Exceptions show weakness, and we cannot afford to show weakness at a time like this.
We have done the same for less. You act as if death is the only answer. What about forgiveness?
I will not risk the Ministry's authority on the actions of my own son, even if he is my chosen heir. If the High Council wants my cooperation, I need you to find Vedic and carry out his sentence.
And I would ask you to spare him. My brother is acting under impulse, not reason.
I have never been more clear. Speak against me one more time, and you will regret it. Vedic has a signet ring with House Vithal's family crest. Bring it to me as proof of death. Only then will I grant you access to the power grid. There is no other way. The Ministry of State must uphold order, and you will be expected to serve as we all do. I recommend you start by speaking to patrons of the Herald's Rest. Some of Vedic's associates there may know where he went, but keep in mind, anyone who has directly aided him in hiding is an accomplice and shares his fate. See to it you. All anyone needs to know is that you are looking for Vedic for personal reasons. I will not risk word of his disappearance getting out before.
Remember, Armiger, that Vashti was my niece. Victor's daughter. Varric's sister. We lost her to the devastation that took half of our great city. Victor will barely speak of her. I think he cannot reconcile the loss with his faith. Victor is letting his emotions get the better of him. He was barely processing the shock and grief from losing Vashti. Then came the anger and betrayal from Varric. My brother is a man of pride and great faith. But I am certain Victor does not wish Varric. Is it not obvious? He has given you the perfect out, the ring. Yes, Varric would be loath to part with it. It belonged to his sister and is all he has left. But to save his life? To save her brother? Vashti would give him her blessing to hand it over if you asked. This is why I ask you to spare him. As head of the Ministry of State, Victor feels he has no choice. He believes if he makes an exception for his son, and they will question the Ministry of State's authority, which means they are, on the other hand, going through with it, announcing it to the public. That solidifies the Ministry of State as a force to be both feared and revered. Until next time.
You have a job to do, Armiger.
I, too,
it done.
would ask you spare Varric. Victor is in no condition to be making such decisions. Our house was taken during the incident. Our losses are great. Vashti being foremost in our minds. Excuse me. I'd rather not speak about it. Whatever happened to Dazra, our home was taken along with it. Victor felt the keep was the most logical place to... The Ministry of State oversees military. You don't know Victor Bethal. He may be the most stubborn man in Dazra next to Anesko Varun himself, but that doesn't mean we won't try. He adores Varric, and if he died without reconciling their differences, I think it would break him. He never got to say goodbye to Vashti, and he hasn't taken it well. Armiger.
Sister?
Since the incident, full deletion.
All I am saying is that many of our rankers appear to vortex. I am not sure what to make of you.
This bar is the only thing keeping some cosa to lift your spirits. This is what I have. Can I get you anything? Varric? Depends on who's looking for him. And Vi, of course. Personal, huh? I can respect that. Truth is, I haven't seen him for a few days myself. But if you find him, tell him he better come check on his tab. I know he's good for it, but since he gave Eggy permission to use it, it's sky high. Just because he's a regular doesn't mean he tells all. As much as I hate to block good news, I wouldn't put it past him. Varric was always good at giving advice. I'm sure he has. I'm sorry. I really can't.
My brother lost his wife and home. There was never a time when I was old enough
What do you want?
to be allowed to drink
Can't you see
alcohol
I'm
here.
busy? Drinking myself into oblivion. Takes dedication, you know. You and me both. The worst thing that can possibly happen, happens. And then he disappears. I mean, come on, we're supposed to be friends. Exactly. You get it. You'd think B would at least be commiserating with me. But I'm suddenly too drunk to deal with. Some friend she is. All she cares about is Varric. Apparently. I just want Varric to show up so things can get back to normal. Whatever that is. Did he trust me? I just don't know anymore. We may have been friends, but some things you just... You're right. I wish I could remember something. No way. I would have remembered. Please, just leave me.
The Great Serpent would not have done this unless truly necessary. We must not doubt his
Not looking for
intentions.
company right now. This railing is taken. And no, I'm not looking for company. My help? That'd be a first. Aren't we all? Varric. One day we're inseparable. And the next, I've searched all of Dazra for him. But he's gone. Couldn't even leave a note. That means he either doesn't want to be found or... well, I prefer not to think about it. I appreciate your understanding earlier, and maybe I did. But I just don't think he wants to be found. I'm so tired. It's possible I missed something, but nothing comes to mind. You think so? I couldn't live with myself if anything happened to him. All right, fine. But I'm only telling you this because I want him to be safe. I never found out where he is. But I know someone who might. His name is Tain Salavea. Hard to say right now, but Tain's a regular. If you stay a bit, you can't miss him. Just promise me you'll let me know if you find Varric. Thank you.
my job, and everyone I worked with. I cannot believe they are gone.
A drink or two ought to lighten this mood. Hey, aren't you that outsider made promise that showed up here recently? Oh, wow. You really bought in, huh? I'm an outsider myself. It's hard to get into the whole giant snake thing. Tell me about it. I've been toting stuff back and forth for these people for years and still get the cold shoulder most places I go. But then these people lose half their city and you show up, and suddenly it's divine intervention. It sure has, to say the least. Anyway, enough about that. What can I do you for? I know the name, sure, everybody here does. But the man? Not much. Someone like me doesn't exactly hang out with house bigwigs. That's so. Well, I guess that depends, Armiger. Who wants to know? Hey. Impressive. I'm an outsider myself. Yeah. I've been toting stuff back. But then these people lose half. Hey, you play your cards here, right? You've already been dealt when. Anyway, enough about that. Varric Vathal, huh? Well, I guess that. Who wants to know? Oh, sure. You just show up out of the... And I know he wasn't lost to whatever ate up. Although, let's just say after what went down here, my retirement's looking imminent. And I haven't exactly been saving up for a rainy day. So if you're feeling generous, maybe we can help each other out. Sounds like you're out of luck. Oh, hey, looks like your luck just turned around. I'm pretty sure he's heading into the Highlands. Just not sure where. But I do have the means to track him. So you just say the word and we're off to the races. Yep, when it comes to my stuff, it's like a package deal. I'm not just gonna hand off valuable tech to some stranger. After you. Once we're outside of Dazra, I'll fire up my tracker, and fingers crossed, it'll lead us right to him. Just head out the west gate, should be the fastest route.
Perhaps it is not so where you are from. Be the man
Find anything significant, say the word.
A drink or two ought to lighten this. Hey. Oh, wow. I'm an outsider myself. Tell me about it. I've been toting stuff back and forth for these people for years. But then these people... It sure has, to say. Anyway, enough about that. What can I do you for? Beric Vathal, huh? Well, I guess that depends, Arm. Who wants to know? Well, in that case, I can't help you. Although, let's just say after what... So if you're feeling generous, sounds like you're out of luck. Oh, hey, looks like your luck just turned around. I'm pretty sure he's heading into the Highlands. So you just say... Yep, when it comes to my stuff, it's like a package deal. I'm not just gonna hand off valuable tech to some street. After you. Once we're outside of dock, just head out the west gate.
Remember this. We are always open.
find anything significant, say the word.
they'd ever have got it. They'd never chase you down that road.
Patience for that thing. Temporary encampment. Not an uneventful stay for the occupant. Despite everything, I cannot help but be moved by how beautiful my home can be.
to go! Still good to go. All my years and all the planets I've been on. Never gonna get used to those things. You got that right. Damn Housegrown. Wiping out half their city and bringing in horrors like these. At least I don't see a body around here, so I hope that means Varric's alive. You find anything? Damn. Hate to think he had to take on those things by himself. Well, what's next? Varric must have fled in a hurry since his tracker's still here. So guess the rest is up to us. Sounds like a plan. And hopefully that injury slows him down enough for us to catch up. Let's head back down and see what we can find. And by we, I mean you. I wonder what creatures live around here. Probably something mean and ugly.
Something catch your eye? Or are you just checking?
I think we're being If you see any settlers, best to just keep it moving. Or shoot them. One or the other.
Please do not frighten the brutes.
That's far enough, strangers. You want to tell me what you're doing on my property uninvited? Well, you won't find him here. This isn't exactly the type of place where house members frequent. I can understand that, but I can't help you. The only people here are my partner Zen and our daughter Mila. No one comes around here. We're isolated, and that's the way we like it. All right, fine.
Irina, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Zen, yes, I know quite well. Never mind my partner, they're just overly cautious. As I said before, I've never seen Varric Bethal. We keep to ourselves. There's no reason for a path to cross. But we did aid an injured young man a few days ago.
That's gotta be Varric.
It's too coincidental. It must have been him. We sent him north. There's a long-abandoned growth farm we felt he could make use of. He claimed he lost everything in the incident that swallowed half of Dazra. He wanted to start a new life. We even gave him 2 of our own growths to get started. Great Serpent, forgive my foolishness, but I trusted him instantly. I saw so much of our own son, Cass, in him, that I didn't doubt nor question. I allowed him his privacy in what I thought was a time of great need and grief. It's only now that you've come looking for him that I've made the connection.
Thanks for the help.
All must serve.
Growth Caregiver Protocol is active.
Great Serpent guide you.
It's been a minute since I stretched the old legs. Nothing going on out here. How about you? Find anything? Never thought of Varric as the Dear Diary type. Sounds like it's a waiting game then.
It seems I have uninvited guests. You want to explain yourselves?
Whoa, hey, it's me. Dang. Put the gun down already.
It's not you I'm concerned about. It's your friends.
Rightfully so.
I wish I could say I was pleased to meet you, but something tells me this isn't a social call. Please, if you're here on my father's orders, allow me to plead my case. I'm glad someone does for once. I am not sure how familiar you are with our culture, but all I've ever wanted was the right to choose. I was born House Vithal. I was raised to inherit the role of Elder, to run the Ministry of State, to worship the Great Serpent. But I want none of it.
That's not the life anyone wants.
But it is the unfortunate way of House Varun. The collective comes first, the individual second.
It's never mattered how much I tried to reason with him. My father simply would not let me go. His pride and the fear of what it would mean for House Vithal is all he cares about. You sound as if you speak from experience. I envy you. Sometimes I would give anything for a supportive word from my father. All I want is to make my own life. Something Tane understood and was willing to help me with.
The credits help too. But yeah, guess you got the whole scoop now. Yup, we had a few things to discuss. I lost my ship to the incident, so I didn't want Varric running off thinking I could just grab him and go. I was also out all the credits he was gonna pay me. That's where you came in. I figured, why not two for the price of one? I didn't realize it was gonna turn into a whole thing.
So, now you know my true intentions for leaving, and given the circumstances, I may be here for some time. My hope now is to make the best of it here. I suppose I owe you that much. The truth is, the Scaled Citadel was the last straw. My people are so blinded by faith and politics, they don't see how it's destroying us. Anasko Varun eliminated half our population in the blink of an eye. My sister Vashti among them. I could no longer live in a society that won't put its people first. That would destroy itself in the name of a god that has done nothing for us. Especially when that faith leads to hate. I hope you can see why I want to walk away from all this. To start my own life. I ask that you give me that chance. No. I can't go back. I want nothing to do with that life. It's not that I want to let anyone down. Sadly, you are right. All right. I concede. I can see how I may have acted abruptly. Vashti's death. So much devastation. So much loss. But will my father even take me back? Returning to Dazra is something I can hardly believe. I'll need to make some preparations before I return. Gathering my things and making sure Bella and Boris are taken care of. I'll be along shortly.
Same here. I'm going to stick around. Besides, I don't think I want to be around when you report back to Vic. Do me a favor and find me later at the Herald's Rest.
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
The Great Serpent will deliver us from this.
All must
What
serve.
news do you bring, Amaja?
Serpent, be merciful.
Is this true? You allowed a traitor to live. Return?
Victor, this is great news. Truly, the Great Serpent has guided him back to you.
Well, not exactly the Great Serpent, but I have returned nonetheless. Father, I admit I had no intention of coming back, but the Armiger found me. She helped me see under a different light. Will you forgive me?
Victor, how dare you stall when your son has asked your forgiveness?
Yes, I see that now.
Father, I have returned out of love and support for you and House Vetal. I am ready to dedicate myself fully.
Do you have any idea the trauma you have caused me? The damage you could have wrought upon this house?
It was never my intention to harm you or this house. Losing Vashti. So much devastation. I feared we devoted ourselves blindly to a path that would lead to our end. I let my emotions get the best of me. I lost my way, but I have returned. Repentant and ready to serve.
The Armiger is right, brother. This is the chance for both of you to clear the air and build a new, stronger understanding.
So I stand corrected. Vedic, I have always seen myself in you, son. Even though, much like your aunt does for me, she was your anchor. There should be no...
Thank you, Father. All I ask is for your understanding.
And you shall have it.
It's good to have you back with us, Varric.
You put my son back on the right path and guided him home. You are quite right. Now that he has returned, Varric and I will use this moment to move forward. Yes, and I...
With Vittoria and Luther.
Now, if you all will... There is something I wish to discuss with the army.
Come, Varric. Let us get...
Now that we have a bit more privacy, I wanted to discuss the matter of any traitors. Did you find anyone who aided my son in his treachery? Good. Unfortunately, I have heard ramblings among the people of Varric's disappearance. Wardens are dealing with the matter as we speak. But, while not the orders given, you restored this house and have my gratitude. Here, the access code that Ekris needs to connect to the power grid. Now go. Obviously, my son and I have much to discuss.
Almost, sir.
Sometimes it feels like we are not making any progress.
Do not understand. I saw a Naspo, took measure of his burdens.
What you are describing is a dream, nothing more. Did Victor finally relinquish the access code? Excellent. We'll finally have the resources to fully charge the morning device. Now, let's hope Houses Kadik and Dul Kef are as forthcoming.
Politics can wait. Every moment we delay, Nasco descends further into the void.
For the last time, faith will not remove the barrier. Science will.
It is the hubris of science that failed you in this moment. We reached out to the Great Serpent. This is his reply.
You claim he has forsaken us?
I do no such thing. The Great Serpent's reply is not an answer, but a question. Are we worthy of his grace? Until that is proven, your works will not succeed.
It sounds like you agree with me.
And yet, only one is the foundation for the other. But the proof is not in our words. It is in the vision. Anasco's presence still persists in this world, and he seeks our aid.
Fine. I feel like I've lived this argument 1,000 times, and the only way to move past it is to concede to its nonsense. Armiger, speak to my sister. Agree to her fool's errand so that we may continue the work of saving this city.
The Great Serpent sends you to me once again. I have seen visions of Anasco, searching for one bold enough to enter the heart of the vortex. And now that you are here, I know your arrival was no accident, but rather providence. Well put. The Great Serpent's works are imperceptible, even to heralds like myself. But rest assured, all will be revealed when you journey north. At the edge of the crater, you will find a cave carved by the anomaly. There, you will make contact with a Nasco Varun.
It would be unwise to ignore the Herald's counsel.
It is as the Great Serpent foretold. In my visions, I witnessed two futures. In the first, you breached the Scaled Citadel, but found Anasco had sunk too far into the void. And in time, all of Dazra was consumed along with him. Indeed, but there is another path. In the second future, I saw you make contact with Anasco, entering a cave through a formless wall. At its terminus was a gate, a path into the realm where our speaker resides. You stepped into this void, and in that moment, something changed. The false future, rewritten.
Roughly speaking, it could be that entering the vortex directly would allow you to speak with him. And while my readings do not show any anomalous activity, I admit there's a lot of interference. Still, that only emphasizes the potential danger involved here. I cannot approve of such an excursion on a minute chance Anasco is present. I am no heretic, but to risk so much on a vision, it is a leap of faith I cannot condone. I will not stand in your way, however, as Inaza has stood in ours.
You may not realize it now, dear brother, but our goals are one and the same. Then you must embark to the northern edge of the crater. You will find an entrance there, one that has no form. Step through it, find Anasco, and complete the vision. Only then will his voice be heard.